Alright guys, so welcome along then to the Spanish Grand Prix here with All Stars Racing F1 League, sponsored by Gaming Gurus Gaming Club. So we're straight into qualifying 1. Our 18 minutes is already counting down. So we have, let's see, we have 18 drivers on track this week. So it should be for a pretty good race today. But let's see how qualifying goes with these guys, and let's see who's going to warm this track up first. And really interested to see what the lap times are going to be in this session. So let's get some stats on screen as we're going to be following some of these guys around track, and I'll be putting the full track map on so we can see exactly what's happening. As everyone does go for their out lap. This has been a pretty fun track to drive, both in F1 2019 and F1 2020. Some noticeable differences though coming into F1 2020. There has been some changes on a few curbs, I believe. I think they call them sausage curbs now, or whatever they call it. I don't know. I'm not too much of a fan of it, but I seem to be getting along pretty well with it so far, anyway. So let's see. Everyone, well, most of the guys are on out laps right now. I guess some of them might be staying in. They don't want to, keep the track too busy, or, get out on too much of a busy track. They usually like it when they have some free air in front of them to, go on their hot lap in qualifying. So the guys are going to try and space themselves off from each other as much as possible. So let's see by the end of qualifying 1 who's going to be the favorites going into this session. And we do have some support for Deckerman. I think this is the first race that Deckerman is going to have with All Stars Racing, so it should be a good race for him. Hopefully he makes it through all 3 qualifying session and has a good start for this race. This track is, how should I say it, it is quite an interesting one. Some of these turns are a little bit tricky. There has been, as I said, there's been a lot of changes coming from, at least from my perspective, there has been a lot of changes from F1 2019 to 2020. In terms of some of the corners that usually you lose it going around touching some of these curves, but it's just been noticeably different. So it's so much more fun to drive, especially for me, I gotta say. We're following Irish right now, one of the favorites to get a good result in this session. Also we have Milan down there, should be setting a pretty fast lap up with Irish up here. And let's see who else is going to be joining in the session here. We also have some support for Trem here. So it's good to see everyone coming out on the stream and getting on the session and just supporting drivers. I think the guys do appreciate that a lot, and it's been really good to see that we have almost a full grid today. 18 drivers. Hopefully all 18 drivers will be able to finish this race, and I'm not sure what kind of session we're going to have, so I'm just putting it out there for any drivers listening to the stream. If any of you did check the weather forecast for the session, if you can please tell us in Discord, are we going to have any rain for qualifying or for the race? Please do let us know. I see Beer is out of the session, Ace is already out of the session. It is so easy to overcook it sometime and just lose it and throw that car into a wall. There is a lot of space going on a lot of these turns on this track, but still at the speeds that the cars usually go around here, it is pretty easy to just get into a wall and lose it, and that's going to be it for them. So they're not going to be making it onto Q2 or Q3 for this session, this weekend here that we're having. That's going to be Beer and Ace out. I think Beer is a pretty good driver. Ace as well is a pretty fast driver, but let's see how much positions they can make up in the race. Maybe they can go ahead and aim for getting driver of the day, if not getting on the podium. So far, let's see what the times we have posted. Some pretty good times. We have Milan with a 1:15.071, and Irish just with 8 tenths below that is a 1:15.8. Then we have Deckerman up there in P3, support for him today, and he's doing pretty well with that, Pink Mercedes getting a 1:16.2. And yes, we're still calling them a Pink Mercedes from the last stream coming to this one. We got J-Dunk with a 1:17.2 in P4, Artnis pulling off a 1:17.7, and Shadow Moody getting a really good spot so far in 6th there with a 1:17.729, just a few thousandths off of Artness, and we got Trem below in P7 right now with a 118, the first 118 of the session. And we got CB down in P8 at 119. Jay, a pretty bad lap here with a 128. Come on, Jay, I know you can do better than that. Quite sure he's going to be going for another lap on this one. And we still have Sadistic, Kenny, Rizzlesticks. Rizzlesticks is a new driver in the league as well. DX, he raced last week, I believe, yeah. And we have Liverpool, Night Shadow, and MX, the owner or co-owner. I'm not sure how he calls it between himself and CB right now, but you know, one of the owners of the league. I think he is yet, from the discussion we had last night, he is yet to score some points in his own league. So he's been scoring points like crazy everywhere else. So hopefully he gets some points in here today. And we have Milan in chat here saying, I'm a huge fan of Milan, please follow him too. So yes, guys, Milan is saying to follow Milan here. Supporting himself, I see. Yeah, don't worry, Milan, I got you. I'll support you. We expect some really good things from him in this race, but he does have some competition here because he has Irish just, you know, in the same, what do I call it, wheelhouse as him. And Deckerman is just below that with 116.2, so he is almost right up there with them as well. So it's going to be a pretty good battle in the race if these times are going to be this close going down. And I think Jay did make a faster time already. He's already up into P4 with a 116.6. So he's always somewhat fighting up there as well. So let's see how the rest of the session is going to progress. But let's see who else is yet to make a lap time. So Kenny here going in his Renault. We got DX in his McLaren, and Liverpool is in the pits. Night Shadow on an out lap. MX is on a hot lap going. Let's ride aboard with him as he does come. This is the curve I was talking about. They did make that one curve, and this one coming up on the left-hander here, just a little bit higher. At first, it was just so annoying to me. I gotta be honest. I really was not a fan of it. But it does seem to be a little bit better now in terms of, you know, just had some practice on the track and getting through it. So let's see. Kenny's on the out lap. Who is running right now? I got Irish on another outlap up there as well, so he's gonna try and get a faster time in. Let's go down to Night Shadow in his Red Bull. Oh, he invalidated that lap, so that's gonna have to get another go on it. We do have just for 10 minutes remaining in the session, so more than enough time for this guy to put maybe 2 or 3 laps more in here, you know, try and get a better time. At least for some of them, it should be about 2 laps more to go. But you know, just trying to get a good time in. If you're going to be changing to a fresh set of tires or just wearing out one set of softs, it's all up to them. Oh, and that's a Mercedes spinning down at the back there, and that might have been CB. Yes, it was. So CB messing up his lap right now, and he is out of the top 10 at the moment. But anyway, we're still on qualifying 1, so we do need a top 15 to progress on to qualifying 2 here. So still has a chance here, and still has a lot of time to make up, you know, make a pretty good time. Liverpool is on an out lap going here right now, so he'll be starting his hot lap pretty soon. So special thanks to everyone who's watching the stream, guys. Whatever league you are from, I know all of you guys usually get together and, you know, you watch each other race. A lot of you guys race together in other leagues as well. So thank you guys for the support to getting on here. Thank you for supporting the drivers as well. And please do share the stream link everywhere you can, so you know we can just build our viewership over all the leagues that usually I cover. I do get a lot of requests to do this stuff, but it's just limited amount of time that I have right now. So guys, do forgive me for that, but I try to my best, you know, to just cover as much as I can for these leagues. It's a lot of fun for me to do. I don't like missing it, but you know, sometimes stuff comes up and you just gotta go with that. So let's see. Irish is still trying to, you know, get a grip and get into the maybe a 114 he might have to do in order to, you know, beat Milan for this one here. A lot more support coming on for Trem right now from James there, but this is just qualifying 1, so the main aim here is just to get to qualifying 2. So Milan and Irish, I'm quite sure the two of them are going to be good. Kenny up there in P3 now with a 116. and decrement just about 2/10 off of that. Pretty good times from these guys, pushing J down the order to P5 now. Shadow moving now into P6, DX P7, J-Dunk is P8 now, Rizzle Dizzle, oh sorry, Rizzle 6. So I had a feeling I would mess that name up. Sorry Rizzle. I'm just gonna stick to Rizzle for now because I had a feeling I would mess your name up in the live stream. So 117.5, pretty good lap for him. He's in P9 right now on another outlap, trying to make a better time, driving an AlphaTauri there. So he's doing pretty well for his first race, official first race in the season for All Stars here. And Artness, usual guy down there, he's in P10 right now. Trem now down to P11 with a 118. He's going to be trying in Williams to make a much better time. He is on an outlap right now, trying to get the best exit he can off of this final turn, going onto the pit straight and heading down, as we'll follow Trem around the track just to get an idea of how Spain is. Now it is a pretty long run going down into turn 1 at the start of this race, but it is a pretty intense right-hander then going into a left, so it's easy to kind of just cut the track here as well if you're not careful. And it is uphill here, so it is you fighting the car to get up there, going on down. I usually don't drive manual, so I can't tell you guys about the gears that much. You just can have a look at the bottom. When I start driving manual, then we'll do gears in terms of a track lap around going around Spain or stuff. There is a little bit curve to use on that right side going down. Usually I do use some of it, but not too much, just trying not to cut the track as well. Oh, and he did mess that up just a little bit. Oh no, and that is his lap over. I'm hoping we didn't distract him at all there, but yeah, that's gonna be a bad lap there. He does have 6 minutes left in the session. He can actually still get a pretty good time in if he can get in back the pits now, and he'll be getting back out. I think that is someone else off track there. That's Milan. He was trying to go for another lap. So basically everyone just trying to stay out of everyone's way right now. CB with a 119, pretty bad lap here, I gotta say. I think CB can do much better than this. He's 4 seconds off of Milan's time right now. Well, we do have Beer and Ace out of the session. We got Sadistic and Night Shadow yet to make a time. So Night Shadow currently with his Red Bull on an outlap going. Also guys, don't count the possibility of someone else joining us on stream for doing the commentary here. Usually we see how it goes. Sometimes drivers do crash out of their race within the first few laps, and sometimes depending on who it is, I might actually just have them join me in the commentary booth here, just to get a different perspective from the driver's point of view, what was happening in the race. Irish is pretty happy with his time. He's out of the session there. He retired himself out. Martin is getting out of the session as well. So a lot of guys that are now happy with their time are just going to be getting out, retiring from the session, because they know they're going to be making it to Q2 anyway. Also remember guys, this for All Stars Racing F1 League, their league is sponsored by Gaming Gurus Gaming Club. From what I hear, we have some big things coming on later for the league, but for now that's what it is. And it's been great having Gaming Guru on from the start of the season coming. Actually, we had him just before the start of this season, so thanks to him for supporting the league from all the races coming on so far. And he usually watches all the races. I did send him some stuff, this poster and stuff for the race for today. He did reply to, so I'm quite sure when he has some time he'll have a look at the race. He usually is on stream, but if he's busy, he's not here. You guys might see him in chat later on if he comes around, but thanks to him very much for supporting these guys. And it's all about fun for everyone here, getting out on Saturday evenings and doing this. Oh, and there he is, Gamer Next Door. That's his account there, showing all the eyes there. So he is here having a look at what these guys are doing, silently looking on, to see what's happening. I'm not sure if Gaming Guru has any thoughts on who's going to be winning this one, because maybe we'll probably ask that question by the time we get to qualifying 3. And let's see who's gonna be starting on pole here. So as we do come to the end of this session, well, not fully to the end as yet anyway, we still have just under 3 minutes. Gaming Glory, hey, so you didn't miss too much as yet. We're just still in qualifying 1, and we're just following these guys around. I just, we have some new drivers here. We have Deckerman performing pretty well up there in P4. I know we have Shadow Moody as well. DX, he started from last week's race, I think. Rizzle, I'm just gonna say Rizzle because for some reason it just comes to my brain to say Rizzle Dizzle. I don't know why. I don't want to give him that name. He might have changed his PSN or something. So we have Rizzle, and I think it was someone else, or I think that was about it. Yeah. So quite a few new guys in the league. It's good to see them here. They are performing pretty well, but I want to see how the race goes. I think I raced with 2 of these guys yesterday when they were doing the trials. Well, the trials is on the channel as well, because I had some time, so I just got online with them. As Milan is saying, they are not that much. We didn't miss too much. I guess you missed him getting pole for Q1. But we're going to be more interested to see how Q2 and Q3 goes for Milan and Irish here. Kenny performing pretty well along with them and Deckerman there. And as we do these races every Saturday, we do seem to be getting more and more support, especially from other league racers and everyone who watches the channel and stuff. We seem to be getting a lot more viewers, especially with the live stream. Everyone who's on watching the live stream as well, it keeps increasing and going, because usually we get an amount of view and it goes up during the course of a week after the race is finished, going on to the next Saturday. But we keep getting more and more, so appreciate all the support from everyone for that. So I think we're just about finished with qualifying 1 here. I don't know if anyone else is still running. Oh, Night Shadow goes up into P11 with a 117.4. Pretty good time from him there. So some interesting lap times. We started from a 115 going all the way down to a 119. I think I honestly can't remember what my time for qualifying here is. It's probably around a 119 too. I'm not that extreme, that good in qualifying sessions. I shine during a race start usually. That most of the guys that race with me would know that. I usually just do good on the race starts, and I have some trouble keeping it on the position whatever I gain going through. I gotta learn to try to avoid penalties and stuff like that. But I guess it's all part of the learning process going into this stuff. So I'm still learning here as well. But it's a lot of fun, practicing with these guys whenever they are online doing practice for their weekend races. Alright, so that's going to be it for Q1. We'll now be heading straight into the qualifying 2 session, and let's see how many drivers have made it into that session there. So usually when it's 20 drivers, we have 15 drivers going over to Q2. That's how the session works. And then from Q2, the top 10 will go on to Q3. Now Q2 is always set to be a very interesting session, because remember, whatever tires you set your fastest lap time on, that's going to be the tires you're going to be starting your race in. If you're in the top 10, everyone else does get a free choice of tires, but of course you have to use both tire compounds. That's when you're in a dry race. Thank you, James, appreciate it. Yeah, so as I was saying about the tires, yes, so usually I usually do say a lot of stuff concerning F1 in terms of the rules and stuff, the basic stuff that just we all know it, because we play F1 a lot, so we know everything about it that we used to know. But for anyone watching the stream that doesn't know how it works, in qualifying 2, whatever tires you do set the fastest lap on, you have to start the race in. So guys are going to be a little bit careful in terms of what tires they use, because if you're going to if you want to start your race on softs, you're going to have to qualify in Q2 on softs. and you have to make a time to make it over to Q3 as well. And of course, if you do want to mix a strategy up, some of these guys, as we are going to about to see, we're just waiting on Rizzo and Liverpool to get out the session so we can progress on here. Yes, so some of these guys are going to be qualifying on mediums because they want to start on mediums, because that's going to be how the strategy is going to go, because it all depends. Yeah, Beefy has joined the session. Pretty good driver there himself, so I think that's going to make 19. Now that is going to be an interesting front row in terms of two front rows that we're going to have, because Beefy, but he's not going to be starting on top because he's been missing out on Q1, so he's going to be starting down at the back. But he's a guy that always, is very fast, and he makes up a lot of positions very quickly. So I've raced with him before. The guy is like lightning, I'll tell you that. So it's going to be fun to see how he progresses through the session here. Oh, we got MX up into P7, doing pretty well. His teammate up into P1 there, though, for this qualifying session at least. I think I lost track of what I was talking about before. Oh, I think something concerning the sessions. Yeah, so a lot of these guys are going to mix strategies up. It depends if you're going to want to do a one-stop or a two-stop in the race. That's how you're going to work your strategy with tires out in qualifying 2. So you're going to find guys being very careful not to invalidate their laps going into the Q2 session. Because, if you do, you just wasted a lap on those tires, and they're going to be 1 lap older than expected coming into the race session, whereas your rivals, most of them will be only have done 1 lap on their tires. So it's always interesting to see what kind of strategies these guys, try to start their race in. So as we get into Q2 now, we're about to see that. So for qualifying 1, we have Milan in P1, Irish P2, Kenny P3, Deckerman P4, Jay in P5, Moody in P6, MX P7, DX is P8. I'm quite surprised at 2 of them with the names that went there. Sadistic P9, J Dung P10, Night Shadow is P11, Wrestle 6 P12, Liverpool 13, Trem P14, and that's the top 14 that's going to be going on to Q2. Then we have out of that session we have Artness starting 15, CB is going to be starting 16, Breer is going to be starting 17, AC is going to be starting 18th, and Beefy should be starting 19th if I'm correct on this one. Beer and Ace didn't get to make a time because it did crash out in qualifying 1. Oh, Gaming Guru, you did miss that. The 2 of them did crash out, so they didn't make a time. So they're going to have to start wherever they are there right now. So that's it. Top 14 moving on to qualifying 2 now. Should be a heck of a session, because this is where strategy really plays itself out. As we do get our stats back on screen, let's see how these guys are choosing to do this. Now it is a shorter qualifying session here. It's just 15 minutes. So there is a limited amount of laps that you're going to be able to do and get back and change tires and get back out again. So interesting to see how this plays out, because you always have to account for yourself invalidating your lap. And it does happen quite more often than you would expect, because these guys are pushing right up to the edge. As I think that, let's see, that's one of the Mercedes getting out. That was Shadow Moody getting out there. So he is going to be the first car getting out on track for qualifying 2. As we do follow them around the track, we're going to have a look at, let's see what they're actually doing. So if you look on screen right now, we do have tires on, so you can see exactly what strategy these guys are aiming to go at. So we have only just a few drivers, I think about 4 drivers. We have Sadistic, Rizzle, Milan and Jay opting to go on medium tires right now. They're going to be trying for that. Now also remember guys, if these guys pull off a time and they feel that's not fast enough, they always can go switch on to the softs and try and pull a faster time in there, and but they will have to sacrifice the strategy that they did want to go on to. So it's going to be quite interesting to see how this one plays out. I wish Beefy was able to join the session earlier. I think he had something, but he did get home in time. At least he's going to be in the race. Hopefully he is. I'm accounting for that. I'm not on the Discord at the moment. Let me just have a look and see if there's anything I'm missing right now. I'm just trying to find out if Beefy is racing, because I would love to see him in this race. Also, let me just shoot a message out to everyone about the weather. If Milan is listening, Milan, did anybody check the weather as yet? At least for the race, I want to know what the weather is. It does seem to be dry for the entire qualifying going so far. But you never know, there might be some rain in the race. So we should have confirmation in just maybe a few minutes. We're going to see what's going to be happening in terms of that. I hate this crap. This happens from time to time, guys. Sorry about that, but we're getting back on it in just a second. Yeah, Gaming Go. There was quite a few drivers that missed, last week's race, but I know some stuff they came up for the guys. That is okay, but it's good to see them on track this week, and we should have a pretty good race. Provided it's Spain as well, it's always a good track to, see what's gonna happen. I do anticipate maybe we'll have maybe one or two VSCs, and maybe we'll see a safety car. I'm not sure as yet. It depends what's going to happen going down to some of these turns on the track, because it is pretty tight around some turns, and turn 1 is always something, but it is a lot of room in terms of getting through turn 1, coming out of the exit, at least going to turn 2, but it's still just a bit dependent on how the drivers tend to tackle that turn. Now we're getting back online now, guys. Sorry about the disconnection there. This does happen from time to time when streaming. We do have some sessions that go straight on through without disconnecting, but sometimes it just happens. And Artness has just confirmed to me that it is going to be a drivers. Thank you very much, Artness. I appreciate that. I am not able to see the weather of the race when I'm spectating, so only drivers are able to see that in their session. We are back on, and we already have some time posted in. So the Ferrari boys are all the way up front with a 115.3 and a 116.8. Pretty good times from Milan and MX there. We have Shadow with a 116.9, 1/10 off of MX there approximately, I should say. Sadistic at 117. Oh, Deckerman up into P2 with a 116.1. Now that is an excellent time out there, getting pretty close to Milan there. He is a pretty good driver, as he does seem. I haven't driven with him as yet, to what his level is, but he does seem to be a pretty good driver. So as the times do get posted, we're just gonna keep an eye on. Let's see. Hopefully everyone makes it through the session safely, no crashes. It does happen sometimes. You guys do try to avoid it. Just gonna follow Trem on board once again, and hopefully we don't make him crash out once again, because the last time we did, he did lose the rear end of the car, and just almost spun it around and just put it into the wall just a little bit. Not wrecking the car, but causing some pretty expensive repairs. He's currently in P8 with a 117.5. Just, barely hanging on to the top 10 right now, because a lot of the guys are still yet to make a lap time in. Going just a little bit wide there, but let's see if he can save it or make a faster time. I'm not sure if he can do that as yet. Oh, he does go into the pits. That was not a good lap for him, I would assume. Rizzle has invalidated his lap. J-Dunk is running an out lap. Liverpool on an out lap. Night Shadow running a hot lap behind of Jay, which I think Jay is running a hot lap here as well. Let's see as these guys come in. Jay goes P11, and Rizzle is still in 8-11 now. Jay down to P12. I think Night Shadow is running a hot lap here right now. As it does seem, or he might be going back to the pits, I'm not sure. But Milan currently holding. Oh, and Kenny went up into P2, edging out Deckerman for, that part. And he got a 115.9. Keeping it at that 115 is not an easy time to, get and beat. But let's see how many drivers are going to be in the 115s today. And also the 116s. I think 115, 116, that's a pretty good time for Spain. Because these guys are pretty fast, you gotta say. We still have Irish yet to make a good lap, because a 117 is a horrible lap for Irish at the moment, who I'm quite sure, yeah, he's already on another out lap going, because there's just about 8.5 minutes, just under 8.5 minutes left in the session right now. As we do see if Night Shadow is on a lap here or not. We'll have a look in a moment if a dime is posted. He did go past the pit lane. He is on another hot lap going. Let's see if he makes... no, someone just pushed him down. He is now P11. He is out of that top 10, but it might be the top 9 going into Q3, because remember we had only 18 drivers and 14 went over instead of 15 to Q2. So it might be 9 drivers, either 9 or 10 drivers are going to be going on to the next session here. But it's going to be pretty interesting to see, because everyone is going to be fighting with their car here, just pushing it as much as they can to keep themselves into the session. as well as they'll work those tires and keep it on a, you know, a strategy level that they can work with into the race. So let's see who's running. I think Liverpool might be running a lap right now. Let's have a look. No, he's not running a lap right now. Or if he is just shy. He didn't want us to see what's happening. Night Shadow not running a lap either here. Irish is running another lap. So let's have a look at his, you know, Red Bull as he does go. Purple sector 2 there, I think, for him. And let's see how he comes across through sector 3 and what time he does cross the line with, if he is finishing this lap or not going in. And he is going to finish a lap. Let's see what kind of time he's going to post. He should get better than a P10. And he goes P3 at a 1:16. Pretty good time. With just about 6.5 minutes left, I would assume Irish will want to beat that time. But then again, these guys are going to have to look at tire strategy going into the race and, you know, saving the tires as much as they can. And if they do feel that they're comfortably going to make it into Q3, then I would assume they don't, you know, have any intention of wasting their tires. No point doing it either. As we do follow, you know, the owner here, MX, around the track. Let's see. He's on an outlap right now, so we'll probably just let him do that. I think Liverpool might be on a lap going here. Yeah, he is on a lap going right now. Now, Liverpool is a pretty fast guy. I mean, I'm still yet to beat him in a race, but I haven't raced against him in quite a while now. It's been weeks, really. A little more than weeks, maybe a month, 2 months maybe or so, or maybe 3 months. I'm not even sure, but it's been quite a while. But you know, we're setting something up pretty soon, hopefully next week. So I want to see if I can actually still catch up to him and pass him, or I'm still going to be chasing his car around the track. But he's a pretty fast guy from what I know. Being in 13th, I think he probably can do better than that. So we're just going to follow that McLaren around. That was a purple sector too, so he is running a pretty good lap here right now. As we will have a look at what it does come down to in the end. Alright, so he is not finishing that lap. So we have Rizzo down in P14 with a 118. The only 118 right now. So a little support right now coming for Trem here to get, you know, further up the field. He is running P11 right now. I think he's on a hot lap. So let's follow his car around the track and see how he handles these curves and, you know, these turns, and let's see if he can get a better time in. Oh, and that is Trem out of the session. I really hope we did just track him on that one, but that is Trem out of the session. He is not going to be making it into Q3, unfortunately for him. Sorry if I just distracted you there, Trem. Hopefully you didn't listen to the stream and got distracted by that one. But I think his tires still want to go racing. Anyway, he is out of the session, so let's move on now and see. So he's going to be starting a little bit down the field there. He's out of the top 10, but does happen. Commentators curse. It might be a thing. We don't know as yet. It might actually be a thing. But we'll have to look into that, maybe covering the next few races and see if that's actually going to be something commentators curse getting into the session. Alright, so let's see who is currently running. So DX is currently running outlap. He's about to begin his outlap, as we were going to follow him around, because I think Rizzle might be on a lap there as well. So you can also see how many laps these guys have run on these tires here, because that's going to be one of the most interesting things to look at in coming to the start of the race for the top 10 here, because we have Jay. He did 2 laps on those mediums there, so those tires are going to be, losing grip at least 1 lap earlier than expected coming into the race. So he's really going to have to watch his pit stop strategy with that. Oh, the 2 McLarens getting pretty close with each other. I think DX might have been messed up just a little bit by his teammate there, who did try to get out of the way, but I'm not sure if he got out of the way in time or messed up his teammate's lap. But let's see how this does go, because I don't think there's enough time for him to go in and come out back again. He's gonna have to, and he doesn't seem to have enough fuel to go around for another hot lap again. I'm not sure if he does. He'll probably run out of fuel going halfway. But let's see how this goes. So guys, I gotta say, it's been quite an interesting qualifying session, and it's been quite more interesting having full qualifying coming on to F1 2020 with these leagues, as everyone has been aiming to do the full qualifying session. That there is another thing that these guys do have to be careful with. You gotta try not to speed in the pit lane, because I think almost everyone drives with pit assist and pit lane assist off. So you gotta watch your pit entrance and watch your pit exit, and also when you're doing a pit stop, you gotta just be so fast on that clutch. It is not easy doing it. I've taken a lot of practice since I started with F1 2019 driving manual clutch, and I'm just super fast at it since then. I think I've gotten a little bit faster on F1 2020. It's like my one good thing, the one thing I'm so good at on this game is just, using that clutch, getting a good race start. I think that's the reason I just get a good start. I'm not sure. I'll really try to test it out. But, I'll let you guys know what happened, because, Liverpool invalidated his lap. So that's going to be it for that one. Okay, so I think that's gonna be it. I'm not sure. I think maybe J-Dunk might be running a lap here. Yeah, J-Dunk is currently running a lap, as we're gonna just follow his car around. He's P7th right now, and that's gonna be bringing us to the end of qualifying 2, as we'll be going into qualifying 3. But I think the top 9 cars is what we're going to be going in, and so I'm not sure if DX is going to be able to make it into Q3, because we did start with 18 drivers. I'm not sure, but in case it is going to be 10, he will be making it. And what is Liverpool doing at the pit entrance there? If they had a realistic clutch, that would be difficult. Yeah, it would be quite difficult actually, because I think a lot of it depends. I'm not sure. I'll be honest with you guys. I don't drive with a wheel. I drive with a pad. So I've driven on a wheel before, but it wasn't on a PS4. It was on PC, and that was on F1 2014. I didn't perfect my driving skills on that, because I just used it just about a few times, just for the fun of it. But I'm very interested to know between the G29 and the Trustmaster and the Fanatec wheels and with the clutch and everything, what's the difference? If any one of you have actually ever tested it, I've gotten a chance to use all 3 of them. I just see if there's some sort of difference in terms of driving with them. I know a lot of the guys say if you have the Fanatec wheel, it's a lot smoother driving F1 with it. I'm not sure how true it is, but I would assume you're paying that kind of cash for that kind of wheel. It is pretty expensive, the Fanatec wheel. So if you're gonna pay so much for it, it has to have some sort of performance effect in terms of driving. Make it maybe a little easier to keep the car stable and not just spin off or whatever. I'm not sure, but it's something to have a good look into. Now we're coming to I think we're at the end of the session here now. And we'll be heading into qualifying 3. I was just quite interested to see if it's going to be 9 or 10 cars going into Q3 right now. Yeah, Milan is looking good for the pole position so far here. Yeah, but it will be interesting if they made a realistic clutch for the game in terms of doing that. Then we're going to see who actually has some skills, because I'm not sure how many of you actually drive in real life with a clutch. Alright guys, so that's the end of Q2. We will now be Yeah, Milan does have a lot of qualifying pace here. He has a lot of straight line speed as well. I raced with Milan, I think was last night. I think was it last night we were racing Milan? Yeah, I think it was. Guy just caught up to me in like no time and just went flying by and disappeared into the distance within half a lap. I was like, what the hell is going on with Milan? But he is pretty fast. But then these guys, there are a lot of guys in this league that are pretty fast as well. So it's going to be really interesting. So he seems to be, he's going to be having Kenny, Irish, Deckerman, you know, chasing him behind down this track. I think Beefy is going to get in on it as well, depending on what his strategy is going to be. You know, trying to get himself up there with the top 3-4 cars that are going to be going. Because these guys are pretty close together, especially Milan and Kenny here. They're both in the 115s. Irish, Deckerman, MX. So Milan P1 for this session. Kenny P2, Irish P3, Deckerman P4, MX is P5, J P6, J Dunk P7, Shadow P8, Sadistic P9, and DX does make it into qualifying 3 in P10. Trem will be starting P11. Did crash out of this session. We might have caused that to happen. Night Shadow P12, Liverpool P13, and Rizzle starting P14. I see Brad is here. Hey Brad, and he has beer, so Milan better put on a good show for him. He does like watching these races. Alright guys, so qualifying 3. I really hope this game doesn't disconnect when you get to the start of this race, because it does pick the worst possible time to do it. So Irish, J-Dunk, Sadistic, Kenny, DX, Deckerman, MX, Shadow, Milan, and J all in qualifying 3. They can feel free to abuse their tires as much as they want in this session and try to get, you know, the best of start that they can. But let's see how it goes. I gotta be honest guys, this is actually a lot of fun for me. So I basically call my Saturdays and Sundays are my race day, because I have All-Stars on Saturdays, I have CRL on Sundays. I'm supposed to have another league with Ace on Sundays as well, but I'm going to be at work at that time, so I'll not be able to stream for him tomorrow, unfortunately. Sorry about that, Ace. I wish I could have done it. If I'm free next week, I'll be doing it for you though, don't worry. And Mondays we'll be doing a league with Trem as well, so that's going to be interesting. So we'll be having Saturdays, Sundays, and Mondays as race day, and I think Wednesday I have another league as well. I'm adding them on now. Hopefully my schedule doesn't change and I have to just leave, you know, not get the stream, but I hate when that happens. But weekends, and now 2 days in the week, so we have a lot of league racing happening. I'll be putting a post out on the Facebook page for everyone new to the channel here right now. Please do leave a like on the video, please subscribe if you're new, share the channel link as much as you can. Thank you guys, I appreciate it so much. There is a link in the description for our Facebook page where I usually post stuff about whatever esports league event we're going to be doing for whichever weekend or date it is. So please do follow us on Facebook as well, where also I do share links to all the leagues in terms of their social media outlet and for their sponsors as well. Let me just change this. Okay, we're good there now. Alright Brad, I hope you feel better, man. It has been a while. I haven't been doing too much of streaming actually. Just basically been the league events so far. Okay, let's get on to someone who is on track right now. So I think Sadistic is running a hot lap here right now. But we're not going to follow Milan around the track. Let's let him run by himself for a moment. Let's follow someone else. He's going to get up there anyway, but let's see what kind of time he's going to put in. So that's Sadistic going around. Let's see. I think Deckerman is running a hot lap here as well. How far is he? Okay, so he's in Sector 3 going on right now. Let's see what kind of time he comes out with. It's good to know you're feeling better, Brad. I love having you on stream. Always a pleasure having you here. So that is currently our professional P1 with a 115.9. He might have to do better because MX did a 114.7. Are you kidding me right now? Sorry, Milan. Where is MX? MX is not. Oh, so where is he? He's still not, hasn't made a time as yet. I do get mixed up between these Ferrari boys sometimes, but let's see if MX can actually match his teammate right now. So Milan with a 114.7, Deckerman a 115.9, Sadistic goes P3 with a 116.8, J Duncan P4 with a 117, DX with a 117.4, and Shadow with a 117.9. Still have Irish, Kenny, MX, and J yet to make a time. MX goes P4 with a 117, 020, edging out J Dung, but oh, that is so close. Now this is what we like to see coming on to the qualifying 3 session. These guys get so close to each other in terms of lap time. Milan is in his own world out in front with his 114 for the time being. If anyone can edge him out or at least get into the 114s, it would, you know, mean they can go for a pretty good challenge with him when this race does get started. Let's follow Irish around here right now and see what kind of time he's about to put in. Oh, it might be the commentator's curse. These guys might have to start praying I don't switch to their cars on stream. Oh, that is so sad to see. So Irish is out of qualifying. He's going to be starting P10 maybe, because Shadow is out as well. So between the two of them, I see Hamza saying RIP. Oh man, that is so horrible to see, but it happens. Alright guys, yes, I get it. It might be a commentator's curse as well. So who do we want to switch? Who do we want to see crash out next? Just put a name in the chat and we'll probably switch to them. And let's see if that's going to be happening. I think everyone's going back into the pits. No one wants to drive a track anymore. Milan should be happy. Irish is out, so you don't have to worry about him getting close to you. Switch to Milan. Milan is in the pits. He's not coming out, and he might not be coming out back. So we got Jay on an outlap right now. So how many of you are going to vote for us to switch on to Jay's car right now and have a look at him go around the track? Oh, and Milan says he's doing his lap right now. So I guess he's about to get out on track. Oh, and there he comes. He is out on track. You know what? We're going to wait for him to get on the hot lap and then switch back. Let's switch on to Jay Hartnell here. Extremely good driver. It did seem like he was slowing down for a second there. So he's going to be starting his hot lap here pretty shortly now. Yeah, he's getting onto that there. Hoping for a safety car. Well, I'm not hoping for a safety car. I'm assuming we'll probably have at least one safety car in this race. And maybe one or two VSCs, depending on how it goes for the start. Because there might as well be a VSC coming out into the first lap of this race. We don't know as yet, but we're going to have a look and see how that goes. So we're just going to switch to overhead view and just watch as number 89, Jay Hartnell, goes around the track. We'll be switching back to Milan as soon as he gets his actual lap started. We don't want to watch him going on an out lap. We're going to watch a hot lap that he does. Oh, and that was Jay with a purple sector 1. Pretty good driving on him so far. I think that's Milan Ferrari there. Slowing down a bit, allowing Jay to get past. So again guys, everyone watching the stream, everyone who has liked the video, share the link. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate all the support. And hopefully you guys enjoy this race that we're about to come into in the next 5-6 minutes shortly. It's going to be a pretty interesting hour of racing, because I do like this track. It is a pretty fast-paced track, some interesting corners, and it's going to be really interesting on strategy here. Now remember, some of these guys were qualifying on mediums, so as we do get started, we're going to have a look and see how the start is. And Jay puts himself up into P4. I think Milan is on his hot lap right now. We're gonna go on board with him and just have a look at how he goes. Now this turn used to kill me driving sometimes. You just lose the back end coming onto this one here as well. It's not that easy keeping, so we missed most of his lap. And Milan has just disappointed us. Why did he stop the lap? It might have been a bad lap. Oh, he invalidated, that's why. And he's gonna go into the pits. Okay, so we're almost down to the end of the session. Do we have anybody with a Williams in this session? I don't think so. Yeah, but we do have Williams on this track. Kenny running a lap right now. Hasn't made a time as yet. Again, guys, do appreciate all the support on the video, on the stream so far, because we currently have about 15 to 17 people on the live stream watching at the moment, and it's been about 52. Let's see, what is it? I'm on the control room, so just having a look. It's been about 52 playbacks, which means there's been about 52 people watching the stream so far. Usually we have that number down at the end of the stream, so since we're not into the races yet, it's going to be pretty good going. You know, Brad, I honestly don't know. There's been so much controversy going on right now in terms of this game, because remember, currently the F1 calendar for the year has been just changing so much. I see everyone is always on the Facebook page asking, you know, is this track going to be added into F1 2020? Is that track going to be added into F1 2020? The truth of the matter stands, as they said, it does take a lot of time for Codemasters to, you know, get the tracks into a game. So I guess we're not seeing them for this race this year at least. But I'm not sure how F1 2021 is gonna come out. Oh. I'll just be quiet on that one and let you guys comment on it. That was just MX into a wall. Milan's teammate, and there comes Milan. He's on another outlap. So guys, as we've been talking on the stream for the past, you know, 10-12 minutes, it does seem that the standings so far have Milan in P1, Deckerman with a lot of support in P2, Jay Hartnell in P3, Sadistic P4, MX is P5, J Dung P6, DX P7, Shadow P8, Irish P9, and Kenny P10 currently, as it does stand, because we still have Kenny yet to make a lap time, so he could push himself up into 8. If he does make any sort of lap time here, any sort of lap time, oh, not any, Shadow has a 117.9, he has to beat that to go into 8th, but he can edge out Irish and get into 9th. Oh, unfortunately we can't do a replay at the moment, Brad. You're gonna have to have a look at the replay down at the end of this session. It does seem like Milan is trying to beat his own time. Why he's trying to do that, I do not know. Just trying to impress us, maybe. So Milan, have you thought about, you know, racing for official esports? Because you are a pretty fast guy. We're just gonna look over here, have a look at what he's doing. He's celebrating his accomplishment of getting professional P1 come into the session. He's starting on pole. He's celebrating as if he's won the race, and he knows we're looking at him, so he's just having some fun doing that. All right, man, that was fun to watch. Not bad, because you earned the right to celebrate on that one, because you got a 114.7 for this session, and it's the only 114 we have seen. As he goes into the pits, we come down to the end of the session. That's going to be it for qualifying here, guys. And we should wait until the timer runs out and we get on to the race start, which should be one heck of a race start, hopefully. You know, I'm not quite sure what the track record here is for Spain in terms of real Formula 1. I honestly don't know. Watch out for Beer at the back of the field. Yeah, Beer is a pretty fast guy. He is going to get up here. Beefy as well. I'm quite sure these guys are going to fight their way up the field. So that's it for the start of this race. It's going to be Milan in P1, Kenny in P2, Deckerman, who's debuting in the league today, in P3, Jay in P4, Jadong P5, Sadistic P6, MX P7, DX P8, Shadow, new guy in the league, P9, Irish P10, because he crashed out and didn't get to make a time. I don't know whose fault that was, but too bad for Irish. So we'll get back on before they get onto the formation lap, and then we will get going. Apologies everyone, this crap just was happening, but I do have multiple invitations, so no need to worry guys. I'm getting back on. I have both from CB and from MX, so because I'm friends, I can just join the session anyway. I really appreciate all the support we've been having for this race today. I think this is the most supported race for league racing we've had on the channel. Since I've been doing league racing since F1 2019 coming on to now. I haven't had so many, as yet, but it's pretty interesting to see. It's good to see that. I hope that continues tomorrow and Monday and Wednesday, and then back on Saturday next week again. So guys, do check out the schedule that's going to be up on the Facebook page. I do post the stuff there. Session will get on the way in under 20 seconds, and we get onto the formation lap. And Brad says it was Lewis Hamilton with a 131.45. And what year did he make that record, Brad? Was that like in 2019 or 2018? Alright guys, so we are about to get started with a formation lap right now. As the cars, we're doing the formation lap. As long as it says lap 0, we're doing that. Let's get everything on screen. So that's gonna be that. As the cars do go around the track, we're just gonna, let's see, not record, it was this year's lap. Oh, that was this year's lap, 131. Well, congratulations, Milan, you just beat Lewis Hamilton's record. Of course, this is a game anyway, so. And James is looking forward to the start of Slide Dog Racing League on Monday. Yes, I'm looking forward to that as well. It's going to be first time streaming for you guys, so hopefully you guys enjoy the stream that we're doing right now, and we should have the same thing happening Monday. And I should have Trem online with me for the Tier 2 race as well. Should be a good one. It's going to be a little bit different from what we have happening here in terms of percentage of race and the qualifying session time or whatever. Oh, you're in Tier 2. Okay. I don't know what your PSN is at the moment, but I'm gonna be having a look at the guy's PSN later on tonight and stuff. Lewis has a real clutch. Lewis has a Mercedes. I'm a fan of him as well, but he has a Mercedes. Alright guys, so I think we're getting just a few more turns and we're in Sector 3 coming down already. As we have the predictive stop strategy there. Is well, you know what, the hell with that. Basically, it's going to be either a 1-stop or a 2-stop generally for this race. If you do break your front wing, you're going to have to do an extra pit stop or more, depending on how much damage you take and how much times you actually break the front wing and how much damage there is. So that's basically how it goes. Screw what Codemasters put in the game. I'm tired of seeing that crap. It's not real. It doesn't work that way. So let's just work with what I said. As we will wait, and why are 2 drivers disqualified from this session? Rizzle and CB were disqualified for something from the formation lap, but they're in the race anyway. We're getting back on now, and we are remember guys, when the race gets started, the first 2 to 3 laps of this race, the stats you see on screen for who's in first, second, third going down to 19 is not going to be real. It's going to be mixed up. It's going to come back to normal, and a whole bunch of crap is about to happen. So let's get started with the Spanish GP here, as the lights are about to go off, and we do get racing. Let's see who gets a better start. Milan does have a good go going. Kenny is trying to get him going down into turn 1 right now. Oh, that's a good grade of cars going down. No damages, no one getting into any mishaps as yet. Oh, I see a Ferrari and a Red Bull touching down at the back there as an AlphaTauri tries to go wide and out the outside. A lot of cars are going wide actually. It's just too much action to call out at the start here. Oh, and someone just lost part of his front wing. That was either Sadistic or J-Dunk, I'm not sure as yet. No, there are just close gaps everywhere, so it's not easy to know what exactly to follow around the track here right now. Irish already up into P7, MX down to P9, Beer is P11. Where is, oh, Beefy is P13 already coming. As DX and I think Jaden was getting into it there. Irish is looking to get a move done on DX right now coming down. Everyone is so close. No safety cars, no VSCs as yet as we're coming down to the end of lap 1. Milan with the fastest lap of 122.3, and that's race pace time. Let's see what's going on out front. We do have a ghosted car on track. That's Kenny out in, but okay, yeah, so it's happening now, guys. The mix-up is currently happening. We're gonna have to let that sort itself out for in just about a few seconds or so, and then we'll have the actual stats on screen of who is in first, because it is Milan out in first. Kenny 1.7 seconds behind. So Milan is already building a gap off of Kenny right now, out in the distance out front there. Deckerman and Kenny are going to be fighting it out here for P2 with Sadistic another 1.4 seconds behind them. Let's see if Deckerman can get a go on Kenny. I don't think he's that close enough as yet. Oh, and he does get quite close, just breaking himself just in time there. Kenny might have just a minor slip out in front. Oh, does go a little bit wide of that turn. That happens sometimes when you do try to catch that car back from going off the track. This is going to be a pretty interesting run going down the pit straight coming down right now here. Let's see who gets a better exit and who's going to have a good run going down. We don't have a DRS as yet, but they're going to use whatever overtake they can, and he is using it going down. He's going to have a good run on him going down into turn 1, and Deckerman is going to possibly get this move done. He does get it done. Takes the racing line, gets the lead off of Kenny right now. So that moves Deckerman up into P2, Milan still in P1, Kenny now into P3, Sadistic running P4, J-Dunk running P5, just behind Sadistic right now as he is chasing down with Irish just behind. Oh, Irish is going for the inside move here. He might be thinking about it, but not, he's just not close enough to get it done. Doesn't want to risk it. Is going to keep behind J-Dunk for just a little bit more going. Does have DX and J and Beer all coming here. Oh, there's a lot of cars coming behind him as well. So he's not going to have to just worry about the car in front. He's going to have to worry a lot more about the cars behind him right now. The gap is building out front. Milan is running his own race at 3.2 seconds off the lead of Deckerman right now. DX is looking for a gap to go on Irish here right now, who's running P6. And guys, remember, Irish started in here P10. He is working his way up the field to get to Milan and Deckerman right now, and Kenny as well. But that's, oh, a little mistake on DX there. Just lost some time up to Irish. Irish is going for it right now with J-Dunk. Oh, and J-Dunk is going for it. Got it done. Quite comfortably, actually, going into turn 1. As we still have Irish looking on the outside, just trying to find a gap to get past Sadistic right now. So not such a big battle on the front happening, but so much battles happening from midfield going all the way down to the back of the field right now. We got Trem falling all the way back down to 18, Rizzle in 16, MX in 15, Ace in 14, Liverpool 13, Night Shadow in 12, and Moody in 11. Artness all the way down in P19 right now. Oh, and we have Irish and Sadistic going at it here. Irish does seem to have the move done. He is going to hold it for the second going because this turn is a little bit tricky to get an overtake done. Not that easy, actually. As Irish is now with the P5, he is going to be looking to get a move done on J-Dunk as soon as he can. Following right behind the rear ring of him right now going. As they do come onto the pit straight going here. DX with a 3-second time penalty as Irish is going to go on the outside and go for a move on the overtake. He does have a lot of straight line speed. Gets it done quite comfortably going into turn 1 here. And we have DX going for a move on Sadistic here right now. Does get it done. Sadistic is going to have to hold back. As someone just said, I think that Williams has wing damage. Or no, I don't think he does. It's the other Williams. Yeah, it is Sadistic. He does have some wing damage apparently. Yep, definitely does. But he is still fighting for that position there right now. Also have Jay coming out here fighting off P for BV right now. BV started all the way down at the back, now in P8. So he's now headed to fight off Sadistic for P7 and head more up the field. Irish already up into P4, and let's see if he can work his way up to Kenny and get past him. And Milan with the fastest lap at 1:19. Yeah, Brad, that is that's funny. I do bully my way sometimes. Oh, we did have a move going on there just now, so that, oh, there we go. I think Jadon just pushed that AlphaTauri just a bit further. Oh, we might have had some contact there. I think we did have some contact happening with, oh yeah, we definitely did. As Jay is trying to make some, take some advantage, get around the Williams there right now. But Sadistic in that Williams is just not giving him a go. Even with that broken front wing, he's still going at it. Also, guys, looking at what tires these guys are currently driving, you'll know what strategy they're running. So guys who are running softs are definitely going to have to make a pit stop earlier than the guys who are running mediums here right now. And we have Night Shadow running just behind Shadow Moody right now. But let's see if he can actually get a go. Oh yeah, the penalties usually play out down right to the end, down at the end of the race. So we usually see how that affects everyone's position coming down to the end in terms of points and stuff. Because you can get pushed out to the point just because of penalties. Always making jokes, Brad. Always making jokes. Alright, so let's see what's happening down. We have some pit stops already happening. Decrement, Shadow, Moody, and Jadong already in the pits as Decrement comes out on mediums. Shadow is coming out. But they are coming down a little bit down the field. It is a bit early for the pit stops here as well. Now, who cares if it's not a joke, Brad? Doesn't bother me. Alright, so some pretty good racing from these guys so far. So CB, oh man, CB is out of the session. Unfortunate to see that happen. Where we did miss that. I didn't see what happened to CB there, but unfortunately he is out of this race. It is lap 7 of 33 and he is out, so we're going to continue with everyone else who is currently running. We still have 18 drivers, so it's still going to be an interesting race. But we've had all-stars race with just about 10-13 guys, and we've had a pretty interesting session. So 18 drivers is going to be a heck of a race. Kenny pitting. Irish now running P2, started P10. I do exceed track limits a lot. Yeah, so we got Milan running P1. Irish running P2, 9.4 seconds behind Milan. Let's see if he can break the gap. It does seem to be building up instead of breaking down though. Beefy started all the way in P19. He is in P3, so he's a good run for driver of the day right now. with that position there if he can hold that down to the end of the race, and does seem with the strategy he might be able to do that. Jay running an extremely good race up into P4 right now. Sadistic running P5. Night Shadow running P6. Gap pretty close between Jay and Beefy right now. Let's have a look from this side. Oh, he needs to drive in NASCAR. Okay. Alright, so let's have a look from here and see how everyone is shaping up. So we have Deckerman and Ace with a pretty close gap there right now. Jay has about a second between himself and Beefy right now. He is pretty close, so he can see that car right up there. If he can just get a few better exits better than Beefy, he can catch up to him and put a good battle up for the podium position there. I think MX just gained the position off of Deckerman there. But Deckerman is pretty close coming. Let's see if we can get a better exit off of this final turn. Getting onto the pit straight and have some straight line speed to go down and challenge MX, for that point position there. Ace is in the pits. Now this is pretty close going. Deckerman just chasing down MX in that Ferrari right now. So let's see how well MX is going to drive to, battle and keep him behind, but it doesn't seem like it might be for long because Deckerman seems to be catching up at a pretty decent pace, and he does seem like he might be able to get past him, especially with some DRS, and he does have to go on the brakes here, and he does a decent amount of ERS to use for his overtake. Coming down maybe onto the pit straight, he might be trying to do that, and this is getting pretty close and heated as MX allows Deckerman to go past because maybe he saw how close he was getting. I didn't want to risk damage trying to fight that off. Also, Deckerman was on fresher tires. MX might be pitting soon, so maybe that's why he allowed him to pass. But, it's all about strategy for these guys, and they're all pretty good drivers, so they usually just think about that. And someone has asked for us to go to Rizzle. Where is Rizzle? Rizzle is running P15. And he is behind Trem right now. Let's see if we can actually catch Trem down there. Hey CB, sorry to see you out of the race, man. I'm not sure what happened. We did miss that incident with you there. I'm not sure what happened exactly, but hopefully everything's okay. Unfortunate to have you out of the race, though. What happened now? On my screen, he has only 3 wheels. Who's running with 3 wheels? And he's passing Trem with 3 wheels, really? Is he? No, he's not missing a wheel. He has all wheels. Maybe that was just a glitch happening for a second there. ERS still giving you trouble, buddy? Oh man, that sucks. I'm not sure what's up with that. Oh, and Rizzle is out of overtake. He has no overtake left, and Trem is just right behind him coming down. Trem has overtake to use. Let me get my phone so I can have a look what's going on in Discord here as well. Let's see what other close battles are going on for the moment here. We have Kenny here. Half a second is the gap between him and MX right now. Let's see if we can actually catch up to MX as my eyes are going to go off screen for just a second. Do alert me if I missed something, guys. My eyes are off the screen for just a second here right now. So where Kenny is still, I know, chasing MX right now. What other close gaps are we following? So we still have trying to see if Irish can catch up to Milan out front. Jadon catching up to Artness. Less than a second is that gap right now. Give me a second here, guys. Sorry about that, guys. Just had to just take care of something there. But yeah, let's see what we're missing. I was still looking at the screen for a second there. So Kenny, Beer running in front of him right now. Pretty good battle going on. And Beer is fighting out with MX out in front. But let's see what's happening here, because I think there was some minor contact happening between them. We're just gonna follow these guys around as they go around. Let me just. I'm now getting into Discord. Oh, I see what CB was talking about now. Okay, so yes, so this has been quite a race so far. We still have, not surprisingly, Milan running out front, and not surprisingly, Irish is now chasing him down and breaking the gap down. It's now 9.7. It was way over 10 seconds. Beefy has a gap of 11 seconds to break down right now. Let's see if he can actually do that. As you know, we're going to just go through the field, and we do try to get everyone in the stream as well. When I started streaming this first, a lot of guys say, you know, just try to catch every driver in, but mostly, you know, we just follow the main battles going on screen because it's what's so much fun to watch. And that gap is right now just under a second, going to half a second between Night Shadow and Deckerman right now. And Kenny has gotten disconnected. Come on, Kenny, get back online, get into your car, because you know these AIs drive like crap. So get back as soon as you can. Get back online. Hopefully he does get back quickly online, because he is where he is Kenny right now. Kenny is running P9. Yeah, he is ghosted. He got I think DX just got past him. Yep, he did. So as we do go further down the field, let's see what everyone else is doing. We got Ace running down back here, chasing down Sadistic right now. He has a gap of 1.5 seconds. Behind him is Trem running his Williams. We have Rizzle 6 running P15. I think someone just gained a position there. Trem with another 3-second penalty there. Come on, guys, avoid these penalties. It's going to affect you at the end of this race. Jadang down at the end in 16th here. Artness running 17th. And Liverpool down at the back running 18. Trying to catch Artness right now. Just way under half a second is that gap. And Trem is in the pits. Let's see if Liverpool down at the back here can get a move down on Artness. And he looks like he might be able to get it done going down the straight. And he does hold that. He's going to take the racing line and cover himself going down around turn 1. Pretty good move on him. We did come in just in time to see that happening. Oh, and Irish is going into the pits. Milan pitted already. He's on to hards. Let's see. Where is... Oh, and Milan is already coming around. Does take back the lead. Pit stops are... or pit lane is open anyway. Alright, so Milan still holds that lead. Deckerman now took P2 because of Irish pitting. And Irish comes out behind of Deckerman. So Deckerman just gained the position of himself here. But he is running 7-lap-old mediums. Those tires are definitely not making it to the end of this race. I think Deckerman started on soft, so he's going to make another pit stop here. Milan and Irish, on the other hand, are not going to be stopping again. Anyone currently running hards, assume they are not going to make another pit stop unless they need to for wing damage or something like that. But other than that, these guys running a pretty good race. Rizzle now in the pits. He's run 13 laps on his mediums. 13 laps on those mediums. Now that is pretty interesting. Really push. Artness did 13 as well. So let's see as the gap stands right now between these guys. Beefy there, DX6, J7. Coming down, there is a close gap between Shadow and Moody. Night Shadow and Shadow Moody. Between the two shadows right now. So once again, guys, thank you to everyone who is watching the stream. We have about 20 plus viewers on stream right now. Most we had in a while, because I haven't done too much stuff in a while. But you know, we're going to be doing a lot of league racing on Saturdays, Sundays, Mondays, and Wednesdays. Those are our Esports F1 League racing days. For the times for the races, you will see the post out on our Facebook page. Link is down below. Have a look at it. Just follow the page so you can just keep up to date with what we're doing and what we're not doing, and any changes that is made, because we did make a change to this league here. They are starting 15 minutes later than usual. That's 3:15 p.m. Central Time, 4:15 p.m. Eastern Time, and 9:15 p.m. UK time. Yeah, brother, don't worry if you don't do Facebook, it's fine. I will be trying to put this stuff out on the YouTube channel post page as well. So usually I do post stuff here as well. So do check the community tab on the YouTube channel that you're watching here right now, because I'm going to start to post the stuff there as well. So everyone, if you're not on Facebook, you can still follow it. Everyone who is in the Discord can follow the stuff as well. So let's see who else we're going to be following on track now. Pretty close gap here going on down at the back here between Statistic, Ace, and MX. So let's see who is going to be fighting, trying to get into the top 10, because that's where the points get paid out to. So just past the halfway point of this race, and someone is still ghosted. I think that might be Kenny. Yeah, it is Kenny. Kenny is still ghosted. He hasn't been able to join back the session as yet. Maybe Steve will have a look into that to see if he can help him get it back on if he is not able to. Kenny, if you're listening to the stream and you're having trouble getting on back, buddy, restart your PS4 and just get back on. You're running P13, you still can get him back and get a good race. This kind of stuff does happen. It happened to me in a league race before, so just if you have to, just restart the entire damn PS4 and get back online. It happens. Let's see what's happening here. We have Irish getting pretty close to Deckerman. Under half a second is that gap, and I think Irish is about to go for this, coming to the pit straight when they get there, because he is very close to Deckerman. He might not take a chance to pass him around these few corners coming up in Sector 3 right now. Definitely we're about to have a move happen between Deckerman and Irish here right now. Deckerman is going to have to fight his way to try to keep that P2, but he doesn't seem to have the pace that Irish has, because Irish was catching Milan. Deckerman has lost a lot of time to Milan there, because his gap is now 13 seconds. And there goes Irish, goes alongside, is about to take the race line, get it move done very nicely there. Going back into turn 1, and he's going to hold P2. Deckerman settles for P3. Both racing points running P3, P4 in this session. Deckerman and Beer, pretty good teammates here. These guys are pretty fast, about the same pace they both have, I guess. Kenny's power went out. Oh man, Kenny's power went out. So Kenny is not going to be able to get back online. Kenny's power went out. He is not going to be able to get back online. So every driver watching the stream will know that Kenny is not going to be able to get back online. His AI is going to be driving the car for the rest of this race, which means he is probably going to be finishing down at the back if everyone can get past him by the end. We're now into lap 18 of this race, as Deckerman is still under a second behind Irish now, trying to get back the P2 position here. MX avoid those penalties. So we got 2 racing points chasing down a Red Bull, and a Red Bull chasing down a Ferrari. Beefy is about 9 seconds behind Beer right now. DX running in 6. J running 7. Night Shadow running 8. Shadow Moody running 9. Sadistic running 10. That's our top 10 running for points. Ace running out of the points in P11. MX is P12. Not getting points once again if he can't get a move done. Yeah, I do try to avoid penalties, but I'm still learning from it. I'm getting a little better at it now. So a lot of penalties being handed out down at the bottom of the screen. If you can look at race control there. I don't want to go on the race control page, so we have to come up the actual race to do that. But so we have a few more pit stops happening down at the back there. Pretty close gap between the 2 racing points here as well. So who is going to be driver number 1, driver number 2 for the racing point boys here? Because you have Deckerman and Beer. I'm not sure who's driving better than who at the moment, but let's see if Beer is going to catch Deckerman and get past. And if Beer is going to catch Deckerman, I'm not sure if they're in a party chat together here right now with each other discussing strategy. Is Deckerman going to let Beer go by and go for the lead on Irish and try to get up to Milan? Or is Deckerman just going to... Oh, Deckerman goes into the pits. So Beer is now going to take P3, going, and he's going to be going down for Irish now. Gap is about 1.8, 1.7 seconds going down, as Pierce seems to have a lot of straight line speed on that pit straight there. Now this has been a race of races for this league, because you haven't had an exciting race like this one for quite a while. All the races have been exciting, don't get me wrong about this for All Stars League, but this one is, you know, it's good to see all the guys in the league racing. Oh yeah, Brad, you know I do that. It's what I do. I bully my way into corners. I dive bomb the corners, and I get a lot of penalties because I'm trying to catch up the cars. So you can't blame me on it. I'm getting better at it, don't worry about it. Yeah, so going back to the race, guys, sorry about that. Yeah, so Irish is 14 seconds behind Milan. Now he has a lot of time to catch up there. He has about 13, 14 laps left to do that, so he should be able to do it. Brad, I think you had too many beers now. Calm it down, calm it down. Alright, yeah, so good race happening out here, guys. Pretty good. Let's see, Deckerman is now running P7. Just under a second with Jay in front of him running there in the Haas. Jay is not an easy guy to race with. I've raced with him, but some of these drivers are better than me. So get him back on, don't worry, guys. On number 6. Oh, I don't think 6 is your number. Your number is probably about 6 times 6. You can have a lot. We still have about half an hour to go, maybe 20 minutes to go. You have about 20 minutes left to go in the session, Brad, so you can keep going at it. It's fine. Let me get back on quickly here, and there we go. Need your fluids. Get some Gatorade, man. Alright, spectate, and we get back into the session. Don't worry, guys. Brad and I just get around. He's a cool guy. Alright, guys. Sorry about the disconnection. We are back on. Let's see what's going on in the race. Did we miss anything much? Hopefully not. Brad, Gatorade is not a beer. Alright, so we are back on. Milan leading the race still. Irish still running P2, and we're gonna have the delta times and the interval time posted back on track in just a second. And there we go, it's starting to come back again. Gotta try going to a store that doesn't sell only liquor, Brad. I don't know what kind of grocery store you go to if you're going to a grocery store. Anyway, let's get back to the race, guys. So let's see, we have Artness out of the session as well. I'm not sure when that happened. We didn't have a look at that. But anyway, sad to see those two guys out, Artness and CB, out of the session. I go to the pot shack too. I know you go to that one. Okay, so let's see how the top. So Milan running his own race comfortably out front here. I'm not sure how many cars he's lapped as yet. He's about to get past another one out in front there. He has about 15 seconds on Irish right now. Beefy running in P3 here. Let's see how much time behind he is. Yeah, I know it's legal there, don't worry. We have DX up into P4 and some support for him here. So running a pretty good race he is at the moment. Oh, he's in the pits. He's going to be going down just a little bit, but how much is he actually going to drop? Fastest lap goes to B with a 117.8. He's currently running P4. We have DX going on to mediums coming back out now, so he's still going to probably be in the top 10 running here. MX is about to get past him coming off the pit straight there. And I think DX is about to come out in P10 just alongside, well, just behind MX actually. So he's still in the top 10 and he's not going to have to pit again. He's going to be going down to the end, and he does get past MX going around turn 1 and 2. There go. Oh, that's a good job on him. So running in P9 now with fresh tires. Just having a look to see if MX can put up a battle on this. Right, it's Saturday. You have a lot of days, so okay, so some gaps just building around just a little bit. We still have both racing points together here. They're running now P4 and P5. Beefy has now made it up into P3. Still on my book for driver of the day for making that amount of positions up. Also good job to Irish for getting back up into P2 there because he started P10th. So not any very close gaps to follow at the moment. Just watching the strategy that some of these guys took. And if you want to have a look at the pit stops, we could do that in the meanwhile. And let's see. So a lot of these guys did a one-stop. Some of these cars did a two-stop. I think you can see Beer did a two-stop. Deckerman did a two-stop. DX did a two-stop. Shadow Moody did a two-stop. Ace and J-Dunk as well. And Liverpool and Kenny. And this is position changes as it goes. Irish made up 8 positions. Beefy made up 16 positions. Beer made up 13, or is it 15? I can't even see at the moment. But these guys have made up quite a lot of positions in the race going. Now let's get back to what they're going through here. We still have the racing ones going together here going. As you can see, the other one coming around there behind. We continue to have a close gap between J-Dunk and Ace. Ace is running in the Alfa Romeo out front. J-Dunk running in the Alfa Tauri behind. Also Rizzle here chasing down Trem. Let's see if he can get a move done on Trem as he goes. Rizzle is a new driver in the league. I agree with James there, Brad. And Rizzle might have some problems here. He does seem like he's disconnected. Oh no, he might have just been allowing Irish to get past. He was just being lapped. I thought he was disconnected. He is good. Going back now to Sadistic here, who is very close to DX running. And MX coming just behind him. We have DX and MX just keep finding each other. Just Sadistic getting in between that right now. I don't know what you're talking about, Brad. Yeah, so Ace is still close to J-Dunk, just under half a second that gap is right now as these guys go along here. Ace might be trying to get up in the 12th here. And yeah, we do have Beer back up into P4. Deckerman just behind him in P5. These Racing Point boys have been driving an excellent race here today. You know, keeping it all the way up there. Beefy and Irish, very good job on them. Ace might be trying to get an outbreaking move done maybe on J-Dunk coming here. Let's see, that's what you're gonna do. And he does seem to have done that just a little bit, but J-Dunk did have the inside line. Just use that. Oh, and J-Dunk blocking off the, you know, Ace there, so can't get a move done on that one. He might have to just hold it off for now. I think Ace was trying to take the inside on that one, but couldn't. Jay's still up into P6 there. Pretty good job driving on him as well. But Milan running an excellent race out front. 19.2 seconds is the lead he has off of Irish. And then Irish has a 15-second lead off of Beefy. So our podium guys are running a pretty sweet race against each other out in front, just building gaps and not allowing each other to get close, you know, to have a battle there. But it would be pretty good to see a battle happen out in front between these three guys as well. But they're also, you know, good with the driving that they're just leading off each other by over 10 seconds. So not likely to see that happen, but we might see Beer challenge Beefy here for the final podium position, because he is now under a second behind that Red Bull. Sorry, not Red Bull, behind that Renault. And he is getting pretty close. Let's see if Beer can get it done and get the final podium position before we run out of laps here at Spain. So once again, guys, this is the All-Stars Racing F1 League, sponsored by Gaming Gurus Gaming Club, and this is a Spanish Grand Prix, and Racing Point is gonna go for it. I don't think they're close enough to get it done. Not on this occasion. He might have to go for it on the next lap. Getting pretty close to Beefy here though, but just not close enough to get a move done. Let's see if coming around a few corners he might be trying to take inside going here. Oh, and a bit blocked off there, not able to make it. Beefy going onto the grass just a little bit. This is going to be a battle going down to the end of this race, as we are on lap 28 of 33 right now. Oh, and Beer just got another penalty. So penalties are going to play out pretty damn well coming down to the end of this race, where it's going to be interesting to see how that goes, as the Racing Point of Beer might be having a go at Beefy in just about a second go. Oh, and they might be going into this corner. It's a pretty tight corner going here. And who has the inside line? It is Beer, pushing Beefy a little bit wide outside. Beefy has to take P4 for now going. He might be trying to get it back going onto the pit straight. This is not Need for Speed, Brad. We don't crash into each other. Alright, so let's see what's going to happen on the pit straight coming out. And Beer has built a gap of over a second, which means Beefy has no DRS going down the pit straight here. He's just going to have to try and catch her back if he can right now. I'm not sure. That was an excellent move on Beers there. You know, getting that move done into that very tight corner. Just leaving just a little bit minor room for Beefy there, but Beefy couldn't get that done. He's going to try and catch her back as much as he can here though. And we seem to have Sadistic out of this race. Let's see if we can have a look at what happened here. I'm not sure. We do have a yellow flag in Sector 3. Something has happened to Sadistic. And there he is on the pit straight, the pit lane. What on earth happened to Sadistic? I think he might have been trying to go into the pit lane and that happened. I'm not sure. And Shadow Moody had a problem there as well, as we just saw. He's getting back on track now. Still trying to figure out what happened to Sadistic here. Alright, let's get back out in front where the battle was happening. I'm not sure if it still is. Now that would have been pretty bad if someone really needed to pit. If this was real Formula 1, just someone blocking the entire pit lane. So Beer running P3. We're on lap 30 now of 33. Just a few more laps left, and Beefy is going to try and fight it, and he is losing out right now because Beer is running much fresher tires, plus he's running mediums. Beefy is running hards, and he's 15 laps old, and he's going to have to try and get those tires down to the end of this race and might have to settle for P4. But Beefy's a pretty fast guy. That's also is Beer, so I'm not sure who's going to come out on top of this one. So we can't count them out. So let's see how it does come down to the end. It does seem that Jay might be holding his P6 coming, but again guys, Beer has penalties. I'm not sure if Beefy has any, but we're gonna have to see how it all plays out coming down to the end of this race, as DX here seems to have a close gap between himself and Night Shadow right now, who's running P7. So he might be trying to get some more points before the end of this race, as we're running now into lap 31. We're gonna follow along with DX as he does chase down Night Shadow. Trem running down in P15 right now. A close gap between Liverpool and Rizzle 6 right now as well. We're going to try and have a look at that in a second, as that gap is getting as close as this one is. As we go on board with DX, going around these few corners here. Let's see if we can get a move done on the pit straight. Does have just a little bit of ERS on him to use some overtake. and he might be able to get DRS. Does already start using that overtake here. He's going to get DRS going down the pit straight, and let's see if he can get a move done by the time we get to turn 1. It does seem possible. He is trying to slipstream it going down. Does take the inside, gets it done comfortably, blocks off the outside, so Night Shadow is not able to make a move coming back again. So one heck of a race we've had here at Barcelona, Spain, guys. So hopefully next week is going to be as interesting as this one. As I'm not 100% sure. I think we have Monaco next week. Now that should be one heck of a race. Deckerman is chasing down Beefy, but I don't think he's going to get close enough. The gap is way over a second. He's not going to get DRS again. He does need that DRS advantage to try and get a move done on Beefy here, but this doesn't seem possible at the moment. So one heck of a race driven by Milan, Irish, Beer, and Beefy. I think Beefy might still be getting driver of the day, since I think he might have been the one who gained the most positions in this race, which it does seem to be what the game is based off of in terms of driver of the day. I'm not sure as yet, or maybe it's about most overtakes. We're not 100% sure on that. Going back to Night Shadow here, he's still under a second behind DX now. Might be trying for a move if he can get it done, but we're on the final lap of this race as we do go down to the front of the pack and follow these guys as they are going to be crossing the line pretty soon. So they're going to follow Milan as he finishes his final lap of the race. So he has led almost this entire race. Milan drove a spectacular race. He's about 22 seconds ahead of Irish. He might have lapped Irish, I'm not sure. And that was a purple sector 2 off of him as well. So Milan ran an incredible race today. Oh no, I don't think he lapped Irish. Just 22 seconds behind. He lapped a lot of cars though in this race. So we've seen him shine through qualifying 1, qualifying 2, and qualifying 3, and he does come across the line now and holds P1, and even if he has penalties, he's still going to be on pole here for this race. So congratulations to Milan for getting P1 as we follow Irish around the track, and let's see between himself and Beer, who is 13 seconds behind him, who's holding P2 and P3. Beer has some penalties. I'm not sure if Irish does, maybe does as well, but Beer might have to settle for P3 or 4. I'm not sure as yet. Irish just crossed the line in P2 provisionally for now. Now let's follow Beer along. Let's see where he does come out after Beefy crosses his line. So Beer is going to come into P3 at the moment here. Let's see as Beefy and Deckerman fighting it out, coming down to the end, as we did miss this. That was an interesting fight coming down. So Beefy crosses the line, goes P4. Deckerman goes P5. Jay is coming around for P6. DX coming around for P7 right now. Oh, and Night Shadow takes away P7 because of penalties there. DX goes down to P8. MX is going to come. Let's see if he holds P9. And he might have held that. But let's see how everything shapes up on the final table. Good job on that one, Milan. And driver of the day goes to Beer. He did do an incredible drive. Alright guys, so that is it. Milan and his Ferrari P1 doing his selfie thing as he always does. So we got a Ferrari, a Red Bull, and a Racing Point. No Mercedes to show on the podium today. Okay, so we're about to have, and there we go. So we have Milan P1, Irish finishing P2. Milan did have one penalty. Beer finishing P3, Beefy P4, Deckerman P5, JP6, Night Shadow P7. Where are we? DX P8, MX P9. They finish well, right next to each other. And J-Dung P10, that's the top 10. AC 11, not in the point. Shadow Moody P12, Liverpool P13, Rizzo P14, Trem P15, Kenny P16, Sadistic 17, Artness 18, and CB 19. Because Artness and CB did not get to finish their race. So that was an incredible race. So thank you guys so much for everyone who watched the race. And we'll see you again next week Saturday for the next race with All Stars Racing. We're gonna have CRL race tomorrow, and we're gonna be with oh guys, I'm just looking at the Discord here. Yeah, so we're gonna have CRL tomorrow. I'm gonna have Slide Dog Racing on Monday and PGL on Wednesday. So everything will be on the channel. Have a look at it. Once again, thank you guys for joining on to this session. Everyone who watched, appreciate it. Share the stream as much as you can. Give everyone watching all the leagues together, and we'll all have a good time. Oh, you want an explanation on track limits? Oh, bro, track limits happens when you kind of cut the corner. You can't put the car too much off track in terms of the curves that you're, you know, when you're going around the turns. Because just to keep it fair, because some of the guys can actually cut a corner and gain time. So if the track limit is set to strict, we can cut corners. If we do that, if too much of the car goes off track and it comes back on, and you gain an advantage from it, you get a penalty, so it becomes more of a disadvantage than an advantage, because on league racing we do drive with the rules on strict, but I'll let you know more about that later. So that is it for this session, guys. Thank you guys to everyone who watched the stream, everyone who is new to subscribe to the channel. If you're not subscribed, do subscribe to the channel, and you know, follow us on Facebook if you do have Facebook, and look out for the next post or for the next race. Of course, we'll be on live again tomorrow, starting at 3 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Eastern, and it will be 9 p.m. BST. So see you guys then.